Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the day 2 of our CCIE demo class. How are you doing, guys? Am I audible?
Yes,
We're
sir.
doing good, thanks.
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. So, welcome everyone to the day 2. So, how many people are new today, which is joining for the first time? You can write it new in the chat. Those who joined it today for the first time, write new in the chat. Okay, so 2 people are there. Okay, guys. So for those two, my name is Shank and I will be your instructor for this course. About me, I am CCIE certified, triple CCIE, CCIE and routing switching service provider and data center. And I'm having around 13 plus years of experience. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about what we're gonna cover in the course and all that stuff. So you guys can see like your yesterday recording is there in the YouTube. You can check. Although let me tell you just quickly, as a part of this course, we're gonna cover an core part, an RC part, SD-WAN part. So these are all three CCNP parts and the CCIE complete blueprint of enterprise. Okay, so these 4 things we're gonna cover. We will get the lab access and the workbook. Yesterday I've shown you the topology which network journey is created for the practice lab. Okay, so over that you're gonna do the practice and you will have the workbook. Yeah, good. So with that said, yesterday we decided on some of the topics. So which topic you guys want me to take? Tell me just quickly. Or else I will choose. BGP is a complete big topic, Gajanan. So to do it completely, you need at least 2-3 classes. So yesterday the poll was DMVPN, MPLS, VRF flight. So let's take DMVPN. So guys, what do you understand by DMVPN? Any basic idea anyone having for DMVPN? I think every organization uses DMVPN, right? Nowadays.
For VPN connectivity, we use the DMVPN, and there's a certain algorithm is using their like encryption, decryption, authentication, authorization, like this.
Okay. Any other one wants to explain something about DMVPN? No one knows? Okay.
Yeah, DMVPN works on the hub and spoke technology. So basically, we have a 3 phase in DMVPN: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And we have one protocol NHRP through which is to communicate with the spoke.
But why we use DMVPN? The first thing, very basic.
For the internet. For the internet.
For the internet.
Yeah, for one, data center to communicate with the branches.
Over internet.
Yeah, over internet.
Side to side communication.
Yeah, we can do like IPsec also with the DMVPN.
So that is a different story. IPsec we can do,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
okay. So to understand why we use DMVPN, we first need to understand what is the need of it. Okay, so before DMVPN, what was there is you will have the GRE tunnels. Okay, so first of all, you will have a data center. I hope my screen is visible, right? My screen is visible, guys.
Yes, yes, visible.
Okay, great. So you will have a data center which is gonna be having different sites. So site 1, site 2, site 3, like that. So if you want to communicate with your site over the internet, okay, using your private addressing, then internet is not going to allow you to communicate over the private addressing, right? Because internet runs on public addresses. I hope you guys know what is private and public addresses, right? So private addresses comes in the range of 10.0.0.0/8, 172.16.0.0/16, and /12, and 192.168.0.0/16. Okay, these are the private address range, which is only usable for the within the organization. So if you want to use the private addressing and you want to communicate with your site over the internet, so before DMVPN, what is there? Can anyone tell me?
We have a GRE tunnel before that.
Yes.
Lead line.
Sorry. So we are having a GRE tunnels.
Or okay.
So GRE tunnel, we're gonna create the tunnels to our sites, right? If we want to communicate from site 1 to site 2 directly, then we need to form the tunnel. So with the sites, within the sites, okay? But all of these tunnels are, first of all, point to point. Means they are between two devices, okay? Secondly, these tunnels you need to create manually, okay? So right now here you will see 2-3 sites only, but imagine if you are having more than 100 or 200 sites, then configuring the manual thing is a very big headache, and also this solution is not scalable, right? You need to also give static IPs on all the ends and all that stuff. So to overcome these type of solution, you will there in 2000 Cisco introduced DMVPN as a technology for the same purpose, which is used nowadays, till nowadays a lot. Okay, so dynamic multi-point, and VPN is, everyone knows, virtual private network, right? So Cisco introduced this to overcome the limitations or the drawbacks that we are having in the GRE tunnels. Okay. So now how the drawbacks are going to be removed, let me explain you. So now again, you are having a data center which is connected to site 1, site 2, site 3. You will have the internet. Okay. So DMVPN uses 4 different components which they introduce to communicate with this. Okay, so we're going to discuss about those 4. First point that it uses is, instead of GRE tunnels that it wants to make, it make multi-point GRE tunnels. So previously we are having normal GRE, which is point to point, which means between two devices only. But now your tunnel is gonna be multi-point GRE. What does it mean by multi-point? Like from one interface, you're gonna create a tunnel which goes to all the site. Okay, so this is multi-point GRE tunnel. So multi-point GRE tunnel will not have the destination address. You don't need to configure it. Whatever is the other end, it is gonna take the other end destination address. But how it gonna take the other end destination address? There is a new protocol which is gonna introduce, which is gonna map the destination address. So that protocol is NHRP, which is Next Hop Resolution Protocol. Okay, so it gonna tells you about the next hop which is gonna be used. Okay, so this is the second component which is gonna be created. Okay, what is the other advantage of DMVPN is you can create dynamic tunnels between your sites. So what do you understand by dynamic? Means when the site wants to send, for example, here in our case, site 1 wants to send the traffic to site 2, then automatically the tunnel can be built. Okay, it will stay for some time, whatever is the timer. And then once the traffic is over and your timer is over, it gonna terminate that tunnel. Okay, so this is dynamic. It is not static that you are making. Okay, so dynamically the tunnel is gonna be made. So again, it gonna reduce your overhead, first of all human overhead, and secondly your load on the device as well, because once the device want to send to traffic to any other site, then only the tunnel is going to be created. So it can be between any of the sites you can create automatically. Okay, so this is it's also, again, it is a scalable solution as well. Okay, the third component is you can run any routing protocol over it. Okay, so whether it is ZIP, EIGRP, BGP, OSPF, whatever it is, you can run it. Okay, and the fourth component of it is IPsec. So guys, IPsec, what IPsec do? Can anyone tell?
Security.
Yes, so it gonna provides you security, it gonna provides you encryption. Okay, so by default, your DMVPN is not encrypted. Okay, so IPsec is an optional parameter, but obvious if you are using it over the internet, you will always use it. Okay, you should use it. Okay, so there is a recommendation that you should use it. But even if you not use it, your DMVPN works fine. But then your traffic is not encrypted. Okay, it will go without encryption. So it is a top layer which you can put it over the DMVPN. Okay. So these are the four different components that will make the DMVPN. Okay, now we're gonna understand how it works and how these tunnels built, how is your traffic flow. If site 1 wants to communicate to site 2, whether your traffic will go via data center or whether directly over the internet, the traffic will go via site 1 to site 2. Okay, so this is what we're gonna see now. So DMVPN is a overlay technology. So any tunneling technique like GRE, like VXLAN, okay, like MPLS, VPNs, right? All these are overlay technologies. So what do you mean by overlay? Can anyone tell me?
Overlay is using above in the WAN, not in the LAN. Above the router. For outgoing, there is a two interface inside and outside. So the outside interface is overlay, and the inside interface is underlay. Am I right, sir?
So again, the first thing is the you are a little bit right. Okay, so it is not considered like over the WAN only you will use overlay, because VXLAN is we will use mostly in LAN. Okay, so it is not like only in WAN you will use it. Okay, so half of it is right. So anyone else?
Overlay is basically the logical connection between two devices.
So what is the requirement before we set up the overlay?
Your underlay should be reachable from the site. So if your underlay is working fine, then you can build a overlay on top of that.
Yes. Okay. So it is a logical connection which we build. Okay. But before that, you should have your underlay reachable. Okay. So for example, you have particular site one, site two, they want to communicate. For example, there is an internet in between. And if you are making any tunnel over top of it, so your first point is this IP and this IP, which is there on the interfaces, they should be reachable to each other. Okay, by any means. It overlay doesn't matter how it is reaching, it should be reached. Okay, then only you can create the tunnel over top of it. Okay, and if you want to remember it in a great way, so I have an analogy for that. We all travels in flights, okay, aeroplane. So the aeroplane over which we fly, okay, so my drawing is a little bit bad, guys, sorry for that. And we are the passengers which sit inside it. Okay, so the job of aeroplane is to make us travel from one city or one state or one country or one continent, from one country to another. Okay, so this aeroplane is overlay or underlay?
Underlay.
So this aeroplane is underlay. Okay, and we passengers which we are traveling inside it is overlay. Okay, so this way also you can remember the things. Okay, so people will think like traffic, so overlay traffic is gonna go inside your tunnel. Okay, so it is gonna go once the underlay is established. Okay, so now DMVPN is also the overlay technology, which means first of all you should have your data center or headquarter, whatever it is. So before you do any overlay solution, you need to have the connectivity. Okay. So this interface, this interface is having the public IP as this is connected to the internet. Okay. So for example, 1111 is the public IP here. This is just the example I'm taking. So let's take here is 1111 4444. This 1111. This 2222 and 3333. So before doing DMVPN, first job is that you should have the reachability between these IP. Okay, then only you can put your DMVPN over top of it. So when you create the DMVPN, you create the tunnel. Okay, because ultimately at the end of the day, you need to create a GRE tunnel, which is gonna be your multi-point GRE. Okay, so multi-point GRE, when you create, it don't have the destination address. You only specify whatever is the source. Okay. So how it gets the destination address? So there is a protocol which is known as NHRP, Next Hop Resolution Protocol, which is gonna map your tunnel IP with public IP. So it's gonna map the tunnel IP with the public IP. Okay, so for example, if I create a tunnel over top of it, and this tunnel is having the IP like 10.1, 10.4.4.4. Here it is 10.1.1.1, 10.2.2.2, 10.3.3.3. Why I take the 10 network? Because this is a private network. Okay, your tunnel IP will be on the private network. Okay, so it gonna map, there is this protocol which is NHRP is gonna map your tunnel IP with the public IP. Okay, it's gonna connect these together. So you can assume or think like NHRP as a like the ARP. Okay, it's gonna provides you the resolution like which is the public IP and tunnel IP connected over top of it. Okay, so NHRP is having one site you will be make as a server site, okay, which is gonna provides you the resolution, and the other sites is gonna be client. So normally 99% of the cases we make our data center or headquarters as the server. Okay, and again this is, if you see, this is a hub and spoke type of topology. So you will have data center as hub and the other sites are your spokes. So this is an NHRP. This is hub we're gonna configure as a server, and spokes we're gonna configure as our clients. Okay, so this is client, this is client, this is client. Okay, so hub is gonna store all of your mapping. So site one, private IP, your tunnel IP and public IP. Okay, it's gonna send it to the hub. So this combination it gonna sends to the hub. This combination it gonna sends to the hub. This combination it gonna sends to the hub. And hub is gonna store all these mapping. Now when any of the client wants to talk to any other client, it needs the destination address. Okay, so it knows the tunnel IP, but it not know the public IP over which, or it knows the public IP, it not know the tunnel IP. Okay, so what it gonna do? It gonna send the request to the hub to get this mapping. Okay, and then hub is gonna reply with the mapping. Okay, so NHRP is the control plane here. Okay, so it's gonna provides with the mapping, and then when it got the mapping, it's gonna send the traffic. Okay, which is in the data plane. So I hope that is clear. So anyone having any doubt, any question till this part?
So the tunnel IP are in the same broadcast domain, right? Or the same
Yes.
sub.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's not gonna work.
Yes.
Okay. And the second thing, whenever the NHRP request sent to the hub, it always be going to the hub. Like if I want to build a tunnel with another spoke, my first packet goes to the hub, and then it will create a dynamic tunnel to this and the other spoke, right?
Yes.
In the phase 1 or phase 2, I believe. In the phase 3, I think that limitation has been done. You can
Yes.
directly create a tunnel
So
spoke to.
yes, we're gonna talk about the phases. Okay.
This scenario, sorry sir, sir, in this scenario, if site 1 want to communicate with the site 2, so directly it is not possible to come send the data or receive the data site 1 to site 2,
Yes. So
or
that
the
I
required
gonna take.
or the required hub is required. Must be.
Yes. So if you're, so this is the question is where your data plane or your traffic flow will go via hub or it will go directly, right? So this is I gonna take. I gonna tell you how it gonna goes.
So when I connect to my work network from home, I use
Mhm.
VPN. Is that, am I like the spoke here and I'm connecting to the hub, or that's something different?
So that is something different because again, if you are connecting, so that is remote access VPN, which is different than your DMVPN.
Okay.
Okay. So now, guys, the question is, when you send the traffic, your traffic will go via data center or headquarter, or will it go directly? Okay, this is the question. So to understand this thing, your DMVPN is having different versions. Okay, but here the words, we not use versions. Instead of this word, we're gonna use phases. Okay, so the first phase is known as, like when the DMVPN they come up with this version, okay, which is they called it as phase number 1. So what is gonna happen in phase number 1 is, for example, this is your data center or headquarter, and you are having site 1, site 2, site 3. Sorry. Over the internet, you will have site 1, site 2, site 3. So what is gonna happen here is the configuration looks like this, that you need to create a multi-point tunnel on the hub side. So this side, when you are configuring the hub, you're gonna configure it as mGRE. Okay, and you need to configure on this side as GRE. Okay, this is how they implemented the phase 1. Okay, so when they configure it like that, or if you are having a tunnel that is not needed to be created, so as on the sides, the on the site side, the tunnel is GRE. So whatever is the data you need to send from one side to another side, it will go to the hub. Okay, so you will not have any spoke to spoke tunnel. All of your traffic will first go to hub. Okay, so if this is my traffic, which I need to send from site 1 to site 2, first my traffic will go to hub. Okay, and then from the hub, my traffic will go to another site. Okay, so this is what they done in phase 1.
It's taking more time, no, sir, send packet sending and because first
Sorry,
it is taking more time, no, for send and to receive the data.
no, I'm not getting you. Sorry.
I'm telling that if the traffic is passing through the hub, then
Hmm.
it's taking time, no? It's a
Yes, it will increase
latency.
your latency and it will increase the load on your hub as well, right? So this is gonna be happen. Yeah, this is your phase 1. Okay. So now what is you can do is, it is a simple configuration or simple straightforward method. Okay, you can configure a default route on your spoke. Okay, to send the traffic towards the hub, and it gonna, then your hub is gonna send it to whatever the other site it gonna send. Okay, so either the default route or the summary route also you can configure. Okay, simple, straightforward thing. Now, again, as all the traffic is going via data center, so this is a suboptimal path, right? Your traffic latency increase, your uh, load on the headquarters is also going to increase. So these are the disadvantages of phase one. So after that, they come up with the phase two. So phase one is now, guys, obsolete. Okay, no one uses it, and it is even not recommended to use it. Now, what is going to happen in phase two? You will have a data center headquarters, which is connected to the internet with your site 1, site 2, site 3. So now the changes here is when you create a tunnel, you will configure MGRE on your hub, and you're going to configure MGRE on your spoke. Okay.
It's both sides are MGRE, but in case one hub is MGRE and spoke is only GRE.
Yes, spokes are GRE. So that's why they're not able to create the site-to-site tunnel.
Okay.
Okay, so when you configure it as a MGRE, now you can create spoke-to-spoke tunnel, which is gonna be automatic. Okay, so you can create between these two sites. So whatever is a traffic requirement to flow, it can create, okay, or directly with the site 1 to site 2. Okay, but again, there is no connection in the air. So anyways, your traffic will go via internet. Okay, so like this. So these are 3 different tunnels which can be created on the fly. Okay, so advantages is direct spoke to spoke tunnel. But your first packet will go via hub in this case as well. Okay, because NHRP is going to be using to find the addresses, and after that, the rest packets will go directly. Okay, so automatic tunnel is going to be created, and then it's going to be created that. Now, there is one more concept or issue here is, first of all, the routing protocol that you is gonna run. So for example, each site is having the subnets, okay, which is gonna be talk to each other. So this is, for example, having the subnet of 10.100, 10.200, which is behind that site. So they need to talk to each other. So again, you need to run the routing protocol. Okay. So when you run the routing protocol so that they can communicate with each other, so you need to change. It depends on the routing protocol that next hop needs to be changed or next hop not need to be changed. Okay. For example, if you run EIGRP, EIGRP will not change the next hop by default. Okay. So in the control plane is going to be NHRP, which is gonna be through the data center. Okay. So when the update comes, like this site update is gonna come to this site update, it comes via data center. So you need to change the next hop to self. Okay. So EIGRP changes the next hop. Okay, sorry, I told you the reverse way. EIGRP changes the next hop. So you don't want to change the next hop, because if you change the next hop for site 2, for example, send the update to data center. And if it changes the next hop to itself, then the traffic will go via data center, because site 1 will send the traffic which it gets it, right, over the overlay. So here the point here is, you not you don't, so there is one command, extra command that you need to give so that your data center will not change the next hop. And if it is not going to change the next hop, then the next hop is going to be site 2. So your traffic from site 1 can go directly to the site 2. Okay. So this is what it is depends. But now on hub, you cannot do any summarization or default routing. Okay. So if you want to summarize, if you want to do the default routing, you cannot do it. Okay. Because again, there is no next hop associated with it. So that will be the disadvantage of that. Because spokes needs your specific routes. They cannot do without specific route here. Okay. So that is the requirement. So to overcome these limitations, you will get the third phase, which is phase 3. Okay, so disadvantages is on hub side, you cannot do summary or default route. Okay, so no summary, no default route. So what is going to happen here is, it is again same like phase 2. All the things are going to be same, except only one difference. Okay, so again, you will have the MGRE all side. You will have tunnels created between your sites, right? The difference only is here they introduce the new packet or the new thing which is known as NHRP redirect message. So here the advantages of this is when any spoke want to reach to any other spoke. Okay, when your site 1 wants to reach to site 2, first step again it's gonna go to the data center or hub like in the control plane. Okay, but when the hub receives that, it gonna get the it gonna like see that okay, this packet is for the remote site. So what it gonna do, it gonna send this special message which is known as redirect message. Okay, so let me do it with the different color. So it gonna send the redirect message to your sites which are communicating. So they're gonna install a new entry in the routing table. Okay, which is you can, when we do the lab in the course, then I gonna show you. Okay, so what this new entry is gonna do that for if you want to send the traffic to this site, you can directly send the traffic over this address. Okay, whatever is the address. So now the issue of your next hop is not needed here. Okay, we don't need the next hop thing. Okay, whatever is the protocol you want to run, you don't want to change the next hop or do not want to change. Okay, because now a new entry of of NHRP is present in your routing table. Okay, so again, this is going to remove this requirement of next hop change or no next hop change. And the other thing is now you can do summarization and default routing as well. Okay, so complete things you can do now. So you can do the default routing, you can do the summarization, no issues of next hop and all that stuff. Okay, and by the way, phase 2 is also obsolete because of these reasons. So now everyone who is using the DMVPN is using this as a phase 3. Okay.
So one question is on the phase 3, it also support the multicast, right? So what is the advantage of having multicast?
So multicast is also supported in your phase 2 as well. Okay.
Okay.
So multicast is where when you are having the routing protocols, if you are having a connectivity, you are sending the updates over the multicast.
So you're saying it's supported on both on phase 2 and phase 3
Yes.
multicast. Okay.
Okay. So again, the phase 3, as you it supports the summarization default routing, so your routing tables can be smaller. Okay. You don't need the specific entries for the subnets. And your next hop IP doesn't matter because it is having the routing entry which is already there. Okay. Now, so this is all related to the DMVPN. If you want to run IPsec, you can run IPsec over any of the version, okay, any of the phases. So IPsec is independent of DMVPN. Once you create your DMVPN, you can run the IPsec over top of it to do the encryption. Okay, so DMVPN supports IPsec. Okay, so that's all, guys. I need to tell you about the DMVPN. If you have any question, any doubt, you can ask me. Lab part, we're gonna do it when in our course. So as this is a demo class, I gonna explain the theory part of it only. And now Q&A time. So if you have any question, any doubt related to the course topics or anything related to your career guidance or whatever it is, you can ask me.
So what is the best routing protocol we run on the DMVP? And I know that OSPF is more popular, but I
OSPF
think
is having issues. Yes.
yeah, because of the
OSPF,
multi area support, right?
yes, multi-area support also, and there are some of the modes of OSPF we are having issues. So best is if you go with the EIGRP.
How about the BGP?
BGP also you can go. That is not a problem. BGP will not go and do any problem over it.
Okay. No, but what is the in the industry? If you're talking about the industry,
So if I talk about the industry, a lot of times in our projects or in my projects, I have seen EIGRP as the most used protocol. Because BGP will increase little bit of load and BGP also.
yeah,
BGP, guys, to be really frank with you, BGP is only you're gonna use when you are connecting with your provider. To be really
right.
frank with you, even IBGP is not meant for your enterprise company. The requirement of IBGP is only for the service provider. Okay, when they create the MPLS VPNs, so layer 3 VPNs need the IBGP peering between each other. If you are in the enterprise company, you don't even need the IBGP. You can run any of the IGP protocol like EIGRP and OSPF, and you are fine with that. IBGP is not going to give you any other benefit out of it.
No, if you're talking about the multi-hub environment, right? Dual hub, single hub environment, then you can run the BGP as well.
You can run.
We are talking about the single hub. I'm talking about like dual hub or single hub environment where you have multiple hub sites.
So again, what is the benefit BGP is going to provide you?
Is for the routing, I think you can have better manageability of the routes if you're running the BGP between the dual hubs.
So again,
I think so.
BGP is having the attributes which is going to provide you the best path selection. Okay.
Right.
So yes, but what I was telling is in enterprise, there is a little requirements in some of the cases or scenarios where you want to run the BGP. Okay. Otherwise, mostly you will run BGP when you are connecting with the dual service providers, right? Because you want to manipulate your traffic to go out of your enterprise and edge, right? So in those cases, it is good. But if inside of your company, if you want to, you can run technically, you can run BGP anywhere you want. Okay, But again, that it is about advantages or easyability or load or every manageability, everything. Okay.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
anyways,
Can you
yeah.
also explain about the single hub, dual hub environment?
Where,
Give us a
in
little
which
bit idea.
cases?
Yeah, the
In
use
which?
cases of the dual like if you're running a disaster recovery site with your data center, right? So you can put your dual hub environment, and you can
Yeah,
also
so
use.
yeah, so one case is this where you will have a disaster recovery or dual data center, right? The another case
Mhm.
is where you are having multiple region data centers.
Right.
So for a particular region, you are having the multiple data centers, then also you can create it for particular region wise. Okay, so you can create the dual hubs. So those are the use cases or requirements of dual hubs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other question, guys?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Said. So whatever is the question, guys, coming in your mind, you can ask, no issues.
Regarding this career,
Mhm.
there are we can go in routing and switching, and after some
Mhm.
time it is going to security level, like
Mhm.
network, next gen firewall devices. So is taking CCIE is good, or after CCNP you can go to security, something like that?
Yeah, so if you want to definitely go to the security only, right? You don't want to go. So do not do CCIE of your routing switching.
Mm-hmm. No,
Okay,
no, I'm
because
just asking.
CCNP knowledge is more than enough if you want to change it or switch it to the security. If you want to stick with the routing switching, then only you need to go with the CCIE. Okay, it sounds like it is not about our batch only. This is the genuine thing I am telling you.
Is there any
So,
prerequisite for this course? Like
so there
we need to
is
have a CCNP?
no, there is no prerequisite as I gonna take the CCNP. So exactly as you know, like Encore, NRC, and SD1 are part of CCNP. So I'm gonna start with the scratch from CCNP. Okay, the basic of IPs you should know, like what is IP, what is TCP, what is UDP, what is OSI model, what is unicast, traffic,
Yeah.
right? So what is broadcast? So this basic knowledge you should know at least.
Okay. Okay. And is
Now
this
all the
the
routing.
weekend?
Yes, this is only the weekend batch. It is gonna start at the same time we started today. So 9 a.m. IST, Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. And from when it going to start?
From the next week onwards, next Saturday.
Okay.
Why I ask the question is nowadays people are expecting all from network engineers. Previously, we had a
Mm,
separate called security.
mhm,
Now, network engineer also should have aware about FI and
mm,
firewall like that. So that's
mm,
what I asked because this is going like a
mm,
expert level. So how
mm,
the existing market supposed support us for CCIE?
mhm. But again, to be really frankly, you should tell me, will you be able to do all the things, or will you will be expert in all the things?
No, maybe not an expert, but maybe
Mm,
can have some knowledge to.
okay,
to
so yeah, so that is what is a jack of all trades is not good. Okay, but
Mhm.
anyways, you should what I should recommend you is you should be expert in one domain, and then rest of the things you can do. Okay, but it depends on your interest only. First of all, you need to find your interest. Your interest in the routing switching, your interest in the security, your interest is where? In the F5, your interest in Palo Alto firewalls, all that stuff. So whichever is your interest, whichever you like most to be do, okay, you do that thing expert level in that, okay, and then rest other things you can get it so that you will do the day-to-day requirements of every organization.
Sir, this is Siddiq. Do you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have a question. Suppose on the hub side, we have a Cisco device, but on the spoke side, if we have suppose another vendor, Huawei, which is not support eAGRP. So can we implement DMVPN
So
MGRE, or what will
DMVPN
be
is
the
Cisco technology, first of all.
so what? Okay, sir. So what will be the another solution for this kind of scenario? Where I have half side one device vendor and another side spoke sides all are supposed different vendor. Juniper, it can be Huawei.
So
Or
right now, SD-WAN is the thing which can replace
SD
this.
SD-WAN.
SD-WAN.
Okay, sir.
Now you can go side to
Okay, sir.
side tunnel basically. You know, you can build side to side
No,
tunnel.
I understand. I understand
Yeah.
side to side, but in the half side, it will be there are a lot of IPsec.
Yeah.
So if we can convert it MGRE, so half side one IPsec enough, we can save our resource.
Yeah, because yes, the DMVPN is purely Cisco proprietary, so you cannot use DMVPN on any other products.
So manual side to side tunnels are always
Yeah.
there, but again, this is gonna increase
Yeah,
your
we already
memory. And
already we did this. So actually, I have asked for my curiosity, sir. Okay, suppose, sir, I have another question. Suppose, for example, now I am working in data center here, also in routing switching CCI topics. Suppose I have VXLAN also here implemented, some little of segment routing also. So, is it possible? Can we add these two topics, not all topics, in our course module?
Which one?
Suppose VXLAN and segment routing.
Okay. So VXLAN, I can take it. Segment routing is a purely service provider topic, right?
Yeah, actually, yes, I know, sir. But in my environment, this is also implemented here, service provider and data center both. So, is it possible or not? So, this is just my asking, sir.
So VXLAN I can take, okay, but the point here is then I need to make a new topology, okay. So I cannot do it on the, or else I can do it on the current as well, okay. So I can add that, yes. It's
Even
gonna
it
increase
will
our
be enough
course with 2-3 classes,
if
okay.
you.
So again.
Yeah, brief introduction.
Yes.
Just no need to deep dive, sir.
So brief introduction, VXLAN is already there. Okay, you will have the VXLAN brief introduction in the and core. So that is automatically I gonna cover it up. Okay, segment routing I can take it if you want.
Okay, sir. Sir, regarding VXLAN, can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
In VXLAN, we use multicast and BGP for bump traffic. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
But
Okay,
which is the best? Which is the
yes.
best
So
solution
again,
for
this is not
multicast?
about the best. Even if you run the BGP VPN, and if you have the broadcast, multicast, or unknown unicast traffic, what you will do? So it is not about multicast or BGP VPN. It is about multicast or unicast. So you will have two options, either the unicast, which is known as ingress replication that you can do, or else you need to do the multicasting. So this is a myth. People will think that if you run BGP VPN, you don't need multicast. Okay. So even with the BGP VPN, you need the multicast if you are not doing unicast ingress replication. So still you need the multicast.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Hello?
can I ask one question like on BGP? For the path manipulation, like we are using weight and local preference for the outbound routing decision, right? And AS path and MED we are using for the inbound routing decision. But when we are having two ISP, so we used to create the route map, and for that neighbor, why we used to apply the indirection for
So
the
again,
local preference and right.
Your direction is going to be as per the update. Okay, let me tell you what is going to
Yeah, I'm
happen.
having a confusion on this. Yeah.
Yes. So what is going to happen is always remember, okay, your update direction is opposite of your data traffic. This update is control plane. Okay, so update means routing update. And your data always flow in the different direction in which your update comes. So your direction which is present in the route map is going to be on the update, not on your data.
Okay, route map is in the update.
Yes. So
Hmm.
why we use wait and local preference?
For the outbound, like to exit the outbound routing days.
Outbound traffic or update?
Outbound traffic.
So if you are
Hmm.
saying outbound traffic,
Hmm.
which means you are influencing inbound update. Okay.
Okay.
So your update direction is always opposite to your traffic direction, because update is always when you get the update, okay, your R1,
Mm-hmm.
R2. Now this is the network it is sending. So R2 is sending the network 2222 to R1.
Right.
So this is your update, right? This is your routing
Yes.
update.
Yes.
And now R1 is sending, when it gets it, that 2222 is reachable via R2. R1 is then send your data to R2, right? So this is your data traffic. So you can see that data traffic is going in the opposite direction of your update traffic. Got it? So it is not about BGP, it is about every routing protocol.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Sir, like suppose for R2, this is an ISP router, and I want to manipulate my incoming traffic. So it is coming from the like different AS path, you know. So then how I can suppose we are having R2 and another one we are having R3 from the R1. So it is coming from the different AS path. Yeah, you can take the scenario R2 and
So
R3.
R2 and R3 is your different ISP, right?
Yes, different ISP, and I don't have an ISP, you know, like a router, like access of this. So for the incoming traffic, like both are coming from the different AS. Now, how I'll uh, manipulate on R1? Like how,
Okay.
like yeah,
So yes. So this is what you want to do it for what? For your incoming traffic, right?
incoming traffic. Yes, yes.
So this
So
is your
I
incoming
yeah,
data.
yes, right, incoming data.
Okay. So again, for that, what are the options you are having? You are having AS path,
AS path prepend, yeah, AS path.
and you are having MAD as well,
MAD
right?
as well.
All the
Right.
people will use 90% of the cases they use AS
AS
path.
path.
Okay.
Yes, right, right,
So then you want to do it on the outgoing update.
right.
Okay. So you will do AS path prepending. You will prepend your own AS 2-3 times in the update. So that what is gonna happen is when ISP got your update, it's gonna increase the AS path there. Okay. So then whichever is having the lower AS path, your data will come over from that one, that ISP.
Okay, okay. I'll be increasing. Suppose I want to. Okay, got it. I want to make R2 as a primary one. So for the R2 neighbor, like I'll increase my AS path length.
No. If you want to increase, if you want to put R2 as your primary neighbor, you want to increase it on the R3 side.
R3 side.
Because
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
wherever it is increasing,
Increasing
it
it.
will, yes, it will not
Yes, yes.
choose that one.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Got it.
lowest AS path preferred.
Lowest is preferred. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I want to have two questions. One is that if like someone like me want to just enter in this field, so what should I do? I mean, like CCNA, CCNP only, or this course also? Because I'm confused in this matter that because whatever you guys are talking, it's I don't know what is this.
Yes, yes. So that's okay, because again, this is what is we are like people are having random question from the between. Okay. But when I teach it, I gonna start it from the very scratch. It is not like randomly I gonna took any topic. Okay. These are the routing protocols people are talking, but those routing protocols, first I need to tell what is BGP. Okay. This stuff is of BGP, but again, I need to first tell you what is BGP, how it works. It works on TCP or it works on any other layer, whatever it is. Okay, so I gonna start it from the scratch. It depends on you, your current situation, your current position, which level you want to target. Okay. So if you
Yeah.
want the complete in-depth knowledge, you can go with the CCI. If you want middle
So
type of thing, you can go with the CCNP as well. Okay. CCI is
so
having
but
all
this
the topics. Yeah.
so this is the complete course, right? This the next class is starting, and it will cover CCNP and CCI all together.
Yes. All together.
So we cannot like take only CCNP, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Because what I used to do is I'll not take the class CCNP or CCI wise. I take the class topic wise. So complete topic I will cover it from the scratch to the advanced level.
Okay,
Yeah.
like I saw the videos of
Yeah.
Mr. Saga. So they have like all the topics. Do you do the same thing? Like they have like
So Sagar is having the batch on the CCNP. I also took the batch previously on the CCNP level, but right now we are just not only doing the CCNP batch only.
oh yeah, that's what I'm
Okay. So
asking.
maybe in the future we can get it, but right now there is no pipeline for next 2-3 months.
Okay, so it's a complete CCNP course that you are taking.
CCNP, yes, complete, not complete. Like in the CCNP, you will have one core exam, right? And you will
Yeah.
have the different exams out of which you can select only one. So what we are doing is, and core we are taking, and RC we
Okay.
are taking, and SD-WAN we are taking. So these three different modules we are taking it from the CCNP level and then the complete CCI.
Okay. So in
Total
core is like complete there. After in core we can take the exam, right?
Yeah, so again, but again, if you do it from my course point of view, when you do it, so you will have the complete course. Okay, it is not like I gonna first do the encode, then NRC, then CCI. I'm not gonna go
Oh,
that way. Okay, I'm gonna go protocol wise. First we start with the switching, then we go with the EIGRP, then OSPF, then BGP, then multicast, then IPv6, then QoS, like that.
yeah, but it will be complete like
Yes,
if you go with BGP, so it
yes,
will be
yes,
complete.
yes,
That's what I want.
yes. Yes. So whatever is
Oh,
there in the blueprint, we're gonna cover it up.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Sir,
Sir, I have one question
Mm-hmm.
in the same scenario. Like
Mm-hmm.
R2 and R3 are different ISP, and R1 is a customer. So I want to get some traffic, some application traffic from R2 and some traffic from R3. Can you
Mm-hmm.
do it, sir? And
Yes,
for
you can do it.
for
Then you
doing
need to
that,
do it.
hmm,
You need to create the ACL. Okay. Then
mhm,
either
mm,
ACL or prefix list or whatever it is there, which is gonna match your traffic for the particular application. Okay. So you will have a subnet for your application, right? So you need
mhm,
to match the traffic in the ACL for that application. Then you need to put it into the route map. Then only for that specific subnet, you can select which ISP you want the traffic from.
mhm.
Okay, so you can do it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
sir, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
For CCI lab exam, how much it will cover in this training, sir?
Means not
Or
getting you.
means okay, after we completing this training,
Mm-hmm.
how much it will support us for CCI lab exam?
So again, whatever is there in the syllabus, I'm gonna cover all the topics.
So
You have
is it
seen the
enough for
syllabus.
CCI? Okay.
You need to do the lot of practice. Okay, CCI lab exam is not gonna be without practice. Okay, but if we talk about the syllabus point of view, yesterday also I have shown you that you need to whatever is there in the syllabus, we're gonna cover it all the topics.
So after completing this training, we just need to practice the lab exam, right?
So whatever is the practice, again, you need to make your topologies and you need to do whole lot of practice. Okay, without practice, CCI lab exam will not be able to be passed.
Okay, what is your solution, suggestion for the lab exam, sir?
So suggestion
Yeah,
in the
for practice. suggestion. This is for lab exam. Suppose boot camp or lab exam. The network journey is based or network or another institution. Which one is the best for?
So how
Because
can I say like some other institution is best than us?
No, actually, no, sir. I am not asking that. We are talking about here on the theoretical part, but I don't know. Do you have a boot camp or lab? Do you have or
So
not?
yes,
So
yesterday I
that's why
have
I am
shown
asking
you.
this question,
Yes.
sir. Oh, sorry, I
Yesterday
am not
I
joined yesterday. I did not join, sir.
okay. Yesterday you're not joined. Okay. So let me. I hope you're able to see, right? So we are having our own topology. Okay, network journey is having its own topology and own practice workbook. Okay, yesterday I have shown that. Let me show you here as well. So this type of workbooks we are having which you can practice. Okay, so this is like we start with the switching part. All the topics you can see are there.
I'm not able to see your screen.
No, I am seeing.
Okay, screen is shared. Screen is shared. Okay, so this is switching part. Okay, after that, this is the EIGRP part. So again, all the parts, all the topics are having practice questions. Okay, topology is also there. Yesterday, I have shown you the topology. Okay, this is just the switching part of that topology. Okay, so step by step, how to configure a particular thing is there in the workbook. Okay, so this is we go with just a second. So this is what we go. So it is not about only theory. Okay, I've just taken the theory because this is a demo class. Okay, I'm gonna do this both theory and lab. Okay, and
sir, this lab can we perform practice on our personal laptop, which is on the personal laptop, which is 64 GB supported.
No issues. You can do it. Okay, we're gonna provide you the topology. You can import that topology. Okay, we're not gonna provide you the iOS softwares, all that stuff that you need to take it care by yourself, but we're gonna provide you the topology. Okay, in case if you're not able to install it, Network Journey is having a dedicated lab instructor who is gonna help you to install it on your system.
Okay, sir. Last one question. I'm sorry.
No issues.
Lots of questions. Suppose my course duration is finished. How long time you will support? Suppose in my real environment, suppose after 6 months, after 8 months, I have faced a problem for networking topics. Can we ask you, sir? I have a problem. What kind of solution is there?
So yes, so I am there on the Slack group. Okay, so I usually check the messages on the Slack. I'm not gonna be there on any WhatsApp and Telegram. Okay, so only Slack group is gonna be supported, and you can ask me the question, okay, over the Slack. But again, it depends like how busy I am after the course. Okay, so
of course, I respect you are
it
always
is not
busy.
like I cannot commit like a complete commitment with you, but anyways, like there are people who is I took the batch 1 year ago and still they are in touch with me, right? So
no, in that situation, I don't deserve that you provide end-to-end solution. You can just hint me. Suppose do this lack of solutions will be enough.
Yes,
If we
because
face any
again,
problem in future,
yes,
sir.
production environment is only you knows. I also not know your production environment. First thing, second thing is you know it better. So a lot of I can only just provide you. You can check this or you can check that. Okay, not more than that.
Yes. That will be enough. That will be enough, sir.
Yes, and it also
Thank you,
depends
sir.
on the availability. Okay, so
I
do not
understand you,
expect.
sir.
Yes.
So what
It
is
depends.
the fee structure for written exam CCIE?
So written is, I think right now, current scenario, it is 400. So again, it is not called as written now. Nowadays, they call it as a qualifying exam, okay, which you need to give NCORE. NCORE exam is your qualifying exam. So fee structure is around $400, I guess. I'm not pretty much 100% sure. Either it is 400, 350 or 450. I'm not sure. But out of these three figures, it is there.
Okay.
I passed my CCIE around 10 years back.
Okay.
So right now, I not remember this. Okay, for lab, it is around, I think 1700 or 1800 is there. dollar. Yeah. Okay, guys. Any other question before we wrap up for today's session?
Sir, after doing this CCIE lab with you, so I think this is more than enough to, after that we can take the exam. After practice, we do
So it
practice
depends,
like.
guys. Again, it depends on you. You need to do whole lot of practice. You can, it depends on the analytical thinking of your, okay, because again, everything is not gonna be covered, and whatever the question that is gonna be there in the exam, so no, I don't know that. Okay, so it
Yeah,
depends
but
on your practice, how you're gonna
but topology is
do it.
same like that.
So
Look
topology
like
is not
that.
exactly not
Yeah,
again, the topology is
yeah.
gonna contain the routers and switches, but it is not like this is a custom made topology which network journey created. Okay, so again, it is not the same topology which you can get it in the exam. Okay,
Yeah.
we don't know the topology. Okay.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
topics are will be same.
So topics again,
Like
in the exam, you will get the topic from the syllabus only.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Thank
Okay. Okay, any other question, guys, before we wrap up? So there is a link, there is a chat. Okay, you will get the fee structure. Okay, so they already put the fee structure in the chat and everything. For more details, you can contact on the WhatsApp numbers which is present on the chat. Okay, take the screenshot of the chat, last message. Okay, which is there from the Network Journey official, because once we close this session, this chat is not be visible to you. Okay, so those who want to enroll, and these are the only 2 demo classes. From the next week, we're gonna start with the course, and it is gonna be a logged. Okay, so those who gonna be enrolled is we're gonna start with them. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining today, and I hope to meet all of you in the course. Okay, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.